BJ Jubert from the South African Department of International Relations and Cooperation, the BRICS desk. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to stand before you today. Allow me to express my sincere gratitude that we finally get to this point where we are having our first and our inaugural BRICS Youth Council meeting. It is an important milestone that should never be taken for granted. It has taken us many years and hours of discussions, persuading one another for us to be where we are today. And if anything, I think and I'm stern belief that we do deserve a round of applause for the commendable work that has been done. Now, we've been participating in BRICS Youth Summits yearly since the year 2015. And in terms of the desktop research that we did on the eve of the BRICS Youth Summit that was hosted in South Africa in July this year, we discovered that since the first BRICS Youth Summit in 2015, that of course was hosted in Russia, 94 resolutions have been taken. However, regrettably, out of all those particular resolutions, we cannot safely say that even 10% of those resolutions have been implemented. Now, the lack of implementation of Youth Summit resolutions was largely because there was no coordinating structure. We would often meet, discuss, and go back to our respective countries, meet again the following year with no follow-up on the resolutions that had been taken in the previous year. This was becoming an indictment on the importance as well as the value of hosting BRICS Youth Summits. Furthermore, young people were starting to question the imperativeness of having such summits every year with little or no implementation of such resolutions. This then tells us that strengthening effective monitoring and evaluation of BRICS Youth Council resolutions ought to be a key component work of the BRICS Youth Council going forward. Now, the BRICS Youth Council gives us an opportunity to be able to map a way forward in terms of developing solid programs that will positively impact all the BRICS member states. Moreover, unemployment, inequality, and poverty are but some of the challenges faced by young people within BRICS. I am of the firm view that we must amplify as well as accelerate the role of BRICS youth in development, as well as to be able to alleviate the high levels of unemployment. We therefore, as representatives of young people in BRICS, must be deliberate in being able to lobby our respective governments to walk with us in this journey that we have embarked on, the journey of economic emancipation, the journey of cultural exchange, the journey of increased trade amongst youth-owned businesses, the journey of education and skills development. Now, it cannot be that BRICS countries have a combined population of over 40% of the world's population, and yet we are still largely dependent on the West for our economic health and stability. We should find a way of using the numerical advantage to our benefit, and young people must play an active role in the struggle for economic emancipation. The BRICS Youth Councils should also be used as an imperative and important vehicle to be able to foster greater collaboration among member states. Now, allow me to reiterate the objectives of the BRICS Youth Council. And the following would have been the objectives that were stipulated and agreed upon in our earlier BRICS Youth Summit meeting. Now, the first objective would be to be able to promote the sharing of experiences in youth policy and youth work amongst BRICS countries, and to be able to prioritize youth development in member countries. The second objective is to respond to the advocacies made by BRICS Youth Summits by designing as well as being able to promote the implementation of relevant youth projects and events. Thirdly, the objective seeks to maintain a high public profile by being able to publicize youth development experiences as well as advocacies made by youth of member countries, to be able to establish communication channels for the dissemination of information in relation to BRICS youth, as well as being able to work within the mandate of the Memorandum of Understanding and Cooperation in Youth Affairs that was signed by the BRICS countries in 2015. Also, would like to remind you that the objectives of the BRICS Youth Council were to contribute to the creation of new youth formats, including high-tech, according to the prioritized directions in the framework of the BRICS, that will be able to allow to effectively use the potential of the BRICS Youth Summits as well as its various solutions. The other objective seeks to promote the consolidation of youth cooperation issues on the agenda of meetings of leaders and ministers of BRICS countries, as well as to provide advisory assistance to interested states as well as non-governmental youth organizations of BRICS countries. Now, it's important that we need to have an appreciation that we ought to do our best to not only live up to or live by, but to be able to implement these objectives that I've just outlined. Now, let's not allow this important initiative to become a dream deferred. Now, fellow council members, as we draft the BRICS Youth Council strategy, let's focus, or rather, let's not forget the scourge of gender-based violence that continues to wreak havoc, more especially as it relates to women and children. It is our duty as young people to safeguard the interests of women and children. Now, the global 16 days of activism against gender-based violence is a key international moment to be able to call for an end to violence against women and girls. It runs from the 25th of November, which is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, until the 10th of December, only 2 days left. Sadly, there hasn't been much noise about it. However, we remain confident that eventually all shall be well. Now, you are warmly welcomed to the city of Johannesburg. We look forward to fruitful discussions that will be able to strengthen the existence of the BRICS Youth Council. It is my hope that we come out of this meeting with an action plan that will be our blueprint to achieving the intended objectives. Now, let me thank you all once again for the continued support that you've given South Africa during our chairship. Now, as we hand over to the Russian Federation, may we continue to be united. Let us also celebrate the addition of the 6 new countries to the BRICS family, the role of the BRICS Plus, and how the new countries in the bloc can center the youth agenda should also be incorporated in the BRICS Youth Council. We must also establish partnerships with other established BRICS structures and agencies such as the New Development Bank, the BRICS Women in Business Alliance, and all other relevant structures. This will be able to help us to benefit from all and the already existing establishment, as well as the programs that are already in existence. Now, with those words, I thank you very much, and here's to a fruitful and productive day and night. Thank you.